year 7, 8, 9 and 10. If you are finding things quite challenging and you do need to speak to someone, first port of call, go to your year leader or your pastoral lead, and they will make sure that you're able to access the correct services within school to begin with. Our next speaker is Inspiring Vanessa. So please give a big, massive round of applause for Inspiring.
There you go. Hi everyone, how's everyone feeling today? You guys don't seem like you're feeling good. How's everyone feeling today? Okay, I just want to give a massive praise to all the speakers on this panel, because I know if I had this at my school, I'd be so, so grateful. So just a massive round of applause for all the speakers and the people putting this up today, which is incredible. So the last time I was here, I think I was 13 years old. I'm currently 15 years old in year 11. Going through the GCSEs era, it's not very fun, but we'll get into that in a bit. And the last time I was here, I don't know if I've spoken in front of some of you already, but I kind of spoke about dreams, which is going to be a reoccurring subject in the next 10 minutes as well. But a little introduction about me. I'm 15 years old. My name is Inspiring Vanessa, but my first name isn't Inspiring. My name is Vanessa. It's just a bit of a stage name. And I'm a motivational speaker. So I do public speaking, presenting as a career, and I've been doing it for 6 years. So I began when I was 9 years old. Yeah, little old me, you know, speaking on stage. And the way that it kind of began was I attended an inspirational event, kind of similar to this one, where there was an incredible panel of speakers, and I was just exposed to entrepreneurs, YouTubers, just a whole new era, a whole new world that I had no idea was possible. All I kind of thought about was the standard jobs, you know what I mean? I didn't think that you could speak on stage and that could be a career path, or you can have the freedom to travel around the world and help people at the same time. So one of the speakers that I was following on social media at the time, I had no idea what a motivational speaker was until then, saw him as a celebrity, and when I went to the event, he asked me to go on stage. Okay, so if I asked one of you to go on stage, would you say yes? Absolutely not. And that was my first intention, you know. I was 9 years old, I could speak to loads of people, right? I was the chatterbox. But when it came to when it came to other people who I wasn't comfortable with or I didn't know, that was completely off limits. So the idea of speaking on stage in front of people was just not it for me. But thankfully my mum, she gave me the encouraging words, and I was like, no one's going to tell me to do a TED Talk, no one's making me stand up there for half an hour. It's going to be there 30 seconds, tell people to follow their dreams, and then we're gone. But actually during that process of me going on stage, I realised that this could be my way of helping people. Unlike some of the incredible women here, I could not be a nurse. I didn't have the qualifications for that, I didn't have the passion for that. So I knew that I wanted to help people, but just not in that way. So when this idea of speaking came up, that's what captured it for me. The way that I could use my voice for people who don't have a voice. Speak up for people who don't speak or who don't have the ability to speak up for themselves. So ever since then, I've become an international speaker. I've spoken in Kenya, I've spoken in Dubai, I've spoken in the USA. It's been an incredible journey. But I'm not just telling you this because I want you to know this, right? It's obviously got to have a message behind it. But throughout those 6 years, there has been so much. There's been so much to learn and so many different barriers that you need to learn to overcome, right? And because International Women's Day, the motto for this year is break the bias, right? And a lot of you guys talk about different stereotypes and things like that. So you guys already know what I'm talking about. So along your journey, there are going to be so many different things thrown at you that are going to do its very best to hold you down, to weigh you down, and to stop you from achieving your goals, or whatever you want to do, whether that goal is long-term, short-term, academic, personal, whatever it is, the world's going to try and stop it. And we already know this, right? Because apparently there are different factors that determine how good we are or what we're capable of. This could be your age. Although starting at 9 years old on doing work and speaking on stages is amazing, people don't take you seriously. You're not an adult, so how are you going to be telling me about how to deal with my life, sort of thing, right? Or it could be your gender, obviously. Unfortunately, it could be your race, or it could just be because your competition. I remember having the realization that competition is everywhere, right? But why do we always compete with each other? Why is it that we always need to be the first one to be in a certain place or take over somebody else? Why is it that we want to compete with each other all the time? And I think the answer to that, or people might say it's human nature, but I think the answer to that is that we want to win for ourselves. We want to be the ones who win the race, right? We want to put ourselves in the training. We want to be the ones that stand on that podium with the golden medal. And unfortunately, the world takes advantage of that. The world takes advantage of the fact that we want to prove ourselves something. So what I wanted to move on to is, what I'm trying to say is that you have the final say. Because of all these different people who have been here and spoken to you already and the people who are going to come afterwards, the reason why they are where they are today is because they made that choice. No matter what they've been through, no matter their upbringing, whatever was thrown at them, they made the choice to do what they're doing now, right? So I made this analogy yesterday and I was like, I'm a bit proud of it, so I'm going to share it with you guys. Life is like an auction, right? All the bidders, all the people in the audience, those are all your experiences, positive, negative, right? All the good memories, all the bad memories, all the different hardships that you've had, those are your bidders. And alongside you, you lot are bidding for the painting, right? The painting of your dreams. And while this auction is going on, the value is going up because your dreams are precious and valuable. They are priceless, right? As the auction is going on, the values are going up, you're getting caught up, you don't know where you're going, you forget to obviously put your say in. So when that person up there with the painting says going once, going twice, who's going to be the person to take that painting home? Right? Because you have the final say. Whatever you decide to do from now until your future, whatever it is, you have the final say because you dictate, you determine the path you're going to take in your life, right? So, obviously we need to tackle the auction, right? So the first one is the bidders. Your experiences. If I were to ask you right now, if you could erase your most painful experience in your life, would you? I just want you to think about that for a moment. Raise your hand if you'd say yes. Erase the most painful experience in your life, right? And raise your hand if you'd say no. Right? Okay. So people who said no, I'm on the same page as you guys. The people who said yes, no matter how painful that experience was, that has shaped you to the person that you are today. And I think everyone says that, right? Your choices have brought you to this very moment. And our choices make the biggest impact. But if you didn't go through what you went through, or go through that pain and didn't learn something from it, then what was the point of going through it in the first place? You might as well make it worthwhile, right? If you go through a difficult experience, you might as well learn from it. Because that's how we grow. Because life is full of lessons and teaching, so we might as well make the most of it, right? So second of all, getting caught up in things, getting caught up in the auction. Now, I go to school full time. Obviously, I'm not at school right now because I'm at this school, but technically I'm still at school, you know? So it's alright, I kind of beat the system in a way. But when you get caught up in different things like stress, homework, gosh, let's not even go into that. But stress, different things that happen in your life, you get caught up with it. And let me just tell you, it is completely okay to get caught up in things, right? It's completely okay. I thought there's been a new culture where people are organized and calm 24/7. But in reality, if you see someone being calm all the time, you're going to be a bit concerned. You're going to want to know how that's even possible, because there's no way that we can't stress about things, right? But there's a point that actually says, I can't remember who it's by, but stress is not created by the experiences in our life. It's how we react to them. That's what creates the stress. Again, going back to your own choice, your own choices. So it's okay to get caught up in things, and it's okay to get caught up in the auction. But at the end of the day, you make that choice. So my third point, when you're in that auction room in your imagination, painting or bidding for that painting of your dream, you are your own competition. I was talking about competition earlier, but you are your own competition. You are your biggest critic. You are the one holding you back. If you needed a sign, here it is. You are the person holding you back, because whatever happens in your life, you're the person who gets to say, hey, I'm going to let this affect me, or I'm going to learn from this and become wiser and go on the path that I want to take, right? So at the end of the day, when you're in that auction room, I want you guys to think about who's going to be the person to take that painting home, right? Who's the person who's going to have that last and final bid? Because you guys make the choice. So I want you guys to make the choice today. And the last quote that I wanted to mention to you guys is one of my new favourite quotes. Hopefully it could potentially be one of yours. And the quote is, "You need to stop watering the dead flowers." I'm going to say that again. You need to stop watering the dead flowers. Now what does this mean, or dead plants? You guys need to stop putting your energy and your time into people who don't care about you, people who don't know your worth. Stop putting your time, Stop putting your time into things that don't serve you, and start watering the roots of your aspirations. I want to see you guys do. Thank you.
Missing someone